Hello everyone, Joyce here again.
Hi, and I'm Soshana.
Thanks for joining us. What are you going to talk about today? You had a busy day yesterday.
Yes.
Was it a lot of fun?
It was. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. I told you that I'm part of a broker society.
Right.
So we had our launch party yesterday. It was a lot of fun.
See, I missed it.
Yeah.
It was like raining, almost windy, so windy. My car was shaking like this.
I know. I know. It was crazy. Now, whenever we were driving up there, it was fine. I couldn't even tell it was going to rain. And then I started getting phone calls from people. They're like, oh, it's looking really bad and scary. So that's why people were like, I'm not going to be able to come. But the people that got there like really early. Oh,
they're okay because they started like much later.
Yeah. Cool. So we had a good turnout.
That's good. That's really good. New people showed up and... It's always good to be, I think, in a group because, like, it's much easier. You know what I mean? Like, if you were to go somewhere and you're the only one there. But I know whenever gatherings like this happen, people are pretty inclusive and they're very welcoming, right?
Well, you know, I don't know if you remember this, but that's how we met.
I know.
We met at a networking event.
And that was like the first time and last time that I ever attended.
Really?
Yes, that particular one. That was like the first time and last time that I've ever attended, and that's where we met.
Well, I feel so lucky.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
Is it 5 years?
No, was it?
Yeah. It's been
a while.
It's been a while.
But I'm so lucky that I went that day.
I know, same here. But anyways, and so you guys had that, and like, did you guys share any like markets information, or what did you guys share?
Really, what we talked about is that the Broker Society is 4 ladies that we got together because we wanted to provide more value for our agents. Because, you know, a lot of the larger brokerages, they have more resources and more ability to, you know, provide training on a regular basis for their agents and things. So we created this so that we could facilitate that. And sometimes at first, whenever you get into things, you kind of feel like, ooh, I'm not sure because they're my competition or whatever. But it's the weirdest thing. It's like it feels really good, like collaborating, even though we're in the same business. I mean, you know, this business, there's plenty of work for all of us, right?
Because you guys are in different locations too. Yeah. Cover different areas.
Yeah. I mean, some of us are near each other, but some are, you know, on the other extreme of the city. But it's worked out really well.
That's good.
And it's really true what they say that, you know, there's more power in numbers. So, you know, we started out providing training for our agents, and we do a monthly like class, or it's actually a workshop. If it's one of us brokers, it's a workshop, and it's more like interactive, and it's very interesting, and I feel like the agents get a lot out of it. And then if it's not one of us giving the class, it's some like an instructor offering a continuing education credit for them, which is also good.
Right, because you all need it. Yeah. I think workshops work well because you do more hands-on stuff. Yeah. You know, you can be sitting and listen to the lecture per se. Yeah. And you turn around and you go home like, what did I learn?
Right. So, but this is more involved. I mean, you know, there's activities and like games, and it just makes it easier to like learn in that environment. Yeah. So we started with that, and then other opportunities started to surface. Oh. Now we have training. Like I'm now offering training on a regular basis for my agents. That is weekly. You know, and they're basically mastermind sessions. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Now for these brokers that, you know, we're now opening it up to other brokers so that they can become affiliate brokers with the society. And what they're going to be able to get is a monthly like a mastermind for their agents to be part of. You know, so that's really powerful, because I can tell you just from my experience that that's probally one of the best investments I've done so far. Is
this year?
This year.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Is investing in like training for our agents, because it's empowering. It helps me to empower them. And our agents, I mean, just right now we're doing a 1 month challenge. And
that's going to actually show then what kind of impact it has, meaningful impact, I guess, right? Like, okay, you learn all this. Like, what do you do with it, right?
Exactly. So I feel like it helps them to see what they're capable of, because sometimes they need to challenge themselves.
Right.
But they don't really know how to do that. So by way of this mastermind session, they come together with, and actually it's agents from around the country. So they get to hear what other agents, what's happening in other areas, and they're like, wow, that's the same thing that's happening over here.
Right.
So it really is helpful. It's really helpful. And today I got a text from one of my agents, and she's like, guess what? I got a new client. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. I can't believe it. So anyways, I mean, it's just exciting whenever you have like newer agents that are like, they're following the instructions, and they're like following the steps, and they're seeing successes.
I think that's very, very encouraging.
Yeah.
So I know there are a lot of agents, right? Real estate agents who study hard.
Yeah.
They pass the exam.
Yeah.
And they're kind of lost after that.
Oh, yeah.
And then they go join like big firms, right?
Yeah.
And like you said, they have great training materials, great training stuff. But as far as the holding their hands, right, in terms so that they can actually make it happen, I that may lack a little there,
right?
Because there are only so many brokers in huge firms, right? And there are newbies coming in. Not everybody's bringing new business right away. So I think the help may not be there. And even myself, I know a lot of agents who have licenses, but they're struggling.
Right.
So then, like, what is it like to be? Like from starting zero, right? Now I have license.
Right.
When somebody comes to you, then what is it like for them to kind of make it happen? Make it for them.
Right. So sometimes it's a challenge, right? When you're getting started, just like you're saying, and it's really helpful to have that. Like, as soon as you get that license, you need to have something to do. Like, so now I got my license. What am I going to do?
Yeah, exactly.
And
if you don't do anything, then it's kind of like
and having these mastermind sessions, it helps them. It gives them that path of what to do. Okay. Because everybody has a different business and they run it differently.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So they give them the little tips so that they understand, okay, this is your business. And look, right now the challenge that they're doing is called a sphere of influence challenge. So it helps them to understand that there's people right around them in their circle that they can be contacting and talking to. I mean, just something as simple as, I was in on one of the sessions with our agents, and they were talking about, whenever you meet somebody, okay, or maybe it's a friend, and you get in conversation about real estate. Okay, so you may give them your card. Then he said, circle get one of the cards, circle your phone number, and give them a few more. And that one that circled, you say, okay, this one is for you. Okay, you keep this one because I circled my number here, and these others. This is to give to your friends that might need my help. And then whenever you talk to them, and you realize they need my help, call them right there. Call me as soon, whenever you're with that person, call me at that moment so that I can talk to them. Right. Don't feel like you have to explain to them anything. Just call me at that moment, and then I'll talk to them. I'll just briefly or whatever, just introduce myself, and I'll tell them, look, I'll reach out to you shortly, and you give them the card. That helps make a really strong connection. Right. That I tried that.
Did it work?
That. It works. It works. Good. It works because they kind of know, okay, that person is Joyce's friend.
That's true.
And that's a person that Joyce trusts. Okay? So they kind of, like the instructors, they give you like really simple ideas of what to do.
But that's practical. That you can definitely use.
Exactly. Yes, our sessions are on Thursdays.
Every Thursday.
Every Thursday for our agents.
Right.
So I was talking to one of my agents at yesterday's event, and I asked her, I said, were you able to be in the mastermind session? She's like, yeah. They were talking about, why like whenever you have family and the family doesn't like refer business to you, like how to address that. Those are really important things.
The one for someone like who's been in the industry like for a long time, it's kind of like intuitive. You go like, okay, when you miss someone, that's what you do. But but I can kind of see what you mean by training or giving this kind of information to them, because for those who are starting, they probably have no idea in terms of like, oh my God, do I need to talk to them now? Do I need to give them my business card now?
Right.
Would they feel okay with that?
How do I start a conversation about real estate?
Without really pushing them in such a way that they kind of try to walk away from, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, and it's hard. Sometimes it is hard. I'm glad you said that, because sometimes it is hard because you forget that how it was in the past.
Yes, because you're like, don't you already know? Isn't it like intuitive? Like, why aren't you doing what you're supposed to do already?
I've been known to say, look, all you have to do is get out the house. Get out the house, because it's now intuitive for me. Okay,
I'll get out of the house, then what?
I leave the house and I come back with a client. Why? Because it's intuitive to me now.
Right, because you think, without thinking about it, you do it.
Right, yeah. Because those are, I think those are habits that you just build. Right.
Yeah. And it's precious though. It's new ones, right? Because you don't really... You just can't think like that.
Right.
And so that's awesome. So by holding their hands, giving them the training, like giving them all kinds of hands-on ideas as to what they can possibly do, right? So you go through that process with them, right?
Exactly. So that's in a nutshell what we're doing. And it's so helpful and it's so rewarding. I just feel so like whenever these things happen and you get that call and they're like, oh, I got a new client. It's like, I feel like I'm sharing in their win, like,
and from a third person perspective, right? Because I've seen you working with your agents and things. I think it'd be fun to join you or a group, because you guys do all kinds of crazy stuff.
Oh yeah,
fun stuff.
Yeah,
So
we do. Yeah, we do. I have something else in mind. Like I'm wanting to, and I've been telling the agents, I'm like, okay, look, this is what I want to do. I want us to go zip lining, and then some are like, oh no, not me. It's too high up there. I don't like heights. I'm like, come on, like, you know what? This is a great like team kind of building exercise, and. Anyways, I know some people that don't like heights.
But see, that's true.
That have done it.
Yeah. But like there are a lot of people who have not tried it too. So that may be the thing. I kind of remember the Halloween party.
Oh, yeah.
See, the thing is like when I attended that thing, I thought I was dressing up, okay? So I got this stuff. Like I got to your place, I'm walking and I'm going, oh my God. I feel so like I'm not
dressed.
I'm like, I'm not dressed at all. That's how I felt. Like, you know what? Oh my gosh. Because like from top to bottom, like face painting and everything. But it was a lot of fun. It was so much fun. But I'm like, well, holy cow. But it's like, oh my God,
for us, it's not so much what the holiday is. It's just that one day that you could just like be somebody else. Different. Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun. And from that perspective, I know like even the birthdays and things like that, you guys
do fun things.
Fun stuff.
Yeah. So that's kind of what we're trying to do and what I'm learning as well is that our company culture is important.
It is very important.
It's important to like have that nice environment, be happy to be around other people. I've worked at other brokerages and I think that whenever we built this company, we were looking at things that we felt we could do different, you know? And some of the things were, you know, like some brokerages is a lot of the competition. So it's like you may see
yourself.
Yes. You may see other agents and you just kind of pass each other by and, oh, don't talk to them because they're my competition, or oh, she had a closing. Oh, you know. And we just wanted it to feel different, you know, because there's a lot of work out there. There's plenty for everybody.
Right.
So
the mindset, I think, is really important. Right?
I think so.
Because the more you focus on your own dish or your own portion, you think that's what it is.
Right.
You're so afraid of somebody else coming in, maybe trying to take it. And that if that's what you're thinking, it makes it very, very, very hard.
It does. Yeah. It does. But, you know, I feel like in our company culture, we've developed it in such a way where they feel like this is a team. Even though each person has their individual business, they feel like a team because they work like a team. Like if one of the agents, they're going on vacation or whatever, they are free to talk to each other and or, like coordinate so that they can get somebody else to help them and they can actually relax and like rest their minds while they're on vacation.
Well, that's a good thing. So you help each other out then, because we all need help, right? At some point.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we have some agents that are part-timers that they don't really like have the availability to go and show houses. So they team up and they're like, well, you know what? I'll take care of this part of it. And then if you can go show the houses or whatever, I'll handle the negotiations. And they work out the commissions.
Well, I think that's a really good point because a lot of times, especially if you're doing this as a part-timer, then you may not have that resources to hire someone who's going to do the open house for you, for example, who's going to take certain things and things like that. And I think another point is like, you know, I deal with a lot of retirees and those who are actually preparing to retire, right? 40s, late 40s, 50s, and 60s. And not a lot of us may not, you know, have saved enough money to retire. We all want to retire, but, you know, the concern is always there, right? And I also see that, you know, what can I possibly do now, right? I can't go back to school, try to learn new things. But I know people, I have people skills, you know what I mean? Yeah. And they're afraid of doing something, but they feel like they have to do something. And I think in real estate may be a good, like,
I think that could be a good option for
like side hustle, just to check it out, see if it works for you.
I think so. Yeah. I think so because a lot of them already have a network of friends and connections, you know, and like to talk. Right. I mean, in this business, if you like to talk, this is the business for you.
That's right. You know? and the thing is, like, when you get into this new field, the fear is that, like, oh my God, I don't know enough, you know, that can be that, right? So I think having some kind of like help, like support system, I think makes a huge difference, especially for those, because like I get to talk to my clients, like, you know what, I want to make some extra money, blah, 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 but I don't know what to do. And it's like, my office is kind of unique, right? So you can't just jump right in and try to do these things, right? So it takes time. Yeah. So then, like, and some people, like, this is not a job for everybody either. You know what I mean? Because you're sitting at your desk all day almost, and that's what you're looking at. And so then I know this can be a really good side hustle for a lot of people who are at a certain age that they're looking to do something different. Yeah. And the threat is not there. You know, like you start as a part-timer, you learn more, and you kind of expand it out, right? And your office offers that, like, support system.
Right, exactly. And, you know, I've been known to, like, talk a lot with my agents. Like, I talk to my agents every day. Every day. Yeah, so I'm on the phone with an agent every day. So, I don't know, they're kind of my friends.
Yeah, no. It's becoming that way.
Yeah. You know, and
it has to work like that too. Otherwise, like, you know, you get to see them, talk to them every day.
And I do want them to feel that that I'm approachable. Because it seems like sometimes that's like a concern. Whenever I'm interviewing agents, they're like, you know, I had a situation where, you know, I had a problem, especially like newer agents. Like I had a situation, I had a problem with a transaction, and I really felt like I needed to bounce an idea off of someone, or I needed to talk to the broker, and then I didn't want to form a line to talk to an agent. So then I prefer to go and talk to another agent, and then the agent is not really necessarily the right person to consult certain things with.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's kind of what we do make sure that we do, is to have that close proximity. And then we also have seasoned agents that are there,
that can help them as well.
Yeah,
that's good. That's good.
Yeah, so it's good. I'm really thrilled. I'm happy to see the growth. The growth.
It's exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting.
All right, it is. So people talk about the interest rates has gone up, but see, like the inventory is still not up there though, right? Right. People are still trying to buy houses, but
they're still struggling a little bit. They're still struggling a little bit. Yeah. I think that like I'm seeing a little more houses kind of like trickling in. I don't know, like suddenly I got like me personally,
and your agents obviously.
Yeah, like it's like we're seeing more like
transactions or things that are coming in. Is it because you're in an area where we have people moving into this area from even other states, right?
Yeah,
because you cover like what?
We cover
Gwinnett County,
all Metro Atlanta,
which is pretty like people are moving into this area, right? Is that so? Would you say it has something to do with it?
That's part of it. That's part of it. But it's something like odd. Suddenly, we have some business out in Lumpkin County. That's like almost an hour away. Okay? And I was like, wow, we're out here. This is an hour away. I don't mind. Like, this is good, Yeah,
I mean, 1 hour is not really bad.
It's not that bad. Right? Not here in Atlanta.
No. Sometimes it's a 30-minute drive, but it takes for like, what, an hour and a half.
Right. So it's interesting. And even out in that area, I'm finding that we did an open house this past weekend. And we had people coming in, like a lot of people coming through. There's a university out there, the University of North Georgia. Okay. It's out in Dahlonega. So there's a lot, like it seems like there's a high demand for houses in that area. We put the house up for sale, and this is just to give you an idea. We put the house up for sale on Thursday. And
last week.
Last Thursday.
Okay.
And by Sunday, we had a good, solid offer that our clients were like, okay, if nothing else goes in, this is the one we want. And we ended up having it under contract by Sunday.
Wow.
So it's
still pretty hot.
It is pretty hot. I mean, I think it really matters how you present the houses.
You mean have it prepared?
Prepared, yes. Okay, a lot of people, they're like, you know what, I just want to sell it as is. This is just my opinion, okay? Whenever you put a house and you sell it as is, and it's not the as is not like attractive, you know what I'm saying? Expect to get less than what you're asking for.
No, obviously.
Okay. And you have to put it reasonable, because when you take the pictures, a lot of that is noticeable. The pictures is what attracts people. That's the first thing that people are going to see that is going to attract people to the house.
Right.
Okay? So, in my opinion, take some time to prepare the house. Help your clients. Provide value to your clients by guiding them. I'm no designer. I think I've told you this.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a designer.
Yeah, you are. But
we have a designer.
Right. Because can you even use a professional designer now?
Exactly.
Right.
Okay. I do that because that's not my forte. My forte is selling and being friendly with people and attracting buyers, attracting sellers, attracting, more agents. But like decorating and stuff, that's not my forte. So I bring in the designer, okay, to help empower our clients to be able to present their houses as beautifully as possible in preparation for the professional photographer. And some people are like, oh, well, I have a fancy phone. I could just take pictures with my phone.
No, that I can totally vouch for you.
Okay. I'm like, I have one of the most like more up-to-date phones, yes. And they take really nice pictures, but I'm still not a photographer. No. And a photographer, when they come in, they're going to, like, they know how to take full advantage of the light, make sure that everything that's supposed to stand out stands out. You know, I can't do that. I don't have that skill. Even if I bring the most expensive lights into the house to do all that, it's never going to look as professional and as nice as possible. Even among
photographers, you know, for those who take pictures of houses are quite different from those who take portraits.
That's true. So, absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
Exactly. You have an experience. Yes. I have an experience. Yes. You know, it's just different.
Yeah. It is absolutely it's a different kind of training, you know, because there's photographers that are able to capture the interiors of the houses and the outside too. And you have to know how to use that camera properly.
I know.
And have the right eye to take the right shots and everything. So I leave that to the experts.
Right.
But those things are important.
Very important. I know you've worked with staging professionals, like in your things. So, like, from your experience, let's say, you know, there's a seller, right? And he or she says, like, well, I don't want to pay anything, basically. I want to keep as much as possible, whatever comes in. And you looked at the house and you go, like, in order for you to get the kind of money that you're wanting, because people always want to get paid more.
Right.
Say that you recommended, like, using this service, right? What, like, from your experience, how much do they appreciate it? Like, let's say they obviously had no idea. Usually I don't have any idea how it's going to look different.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they have no idea. Okay? Right. Until it's done. Right. And they're like, oh,
so they totally value it, right? After it's done, they see the value.
Right. I think they see the value. And then I tell them ahead of time, I'm like, look, we need to, like, set things straight, okay? Your house is going to look amazing whenever you're done.
Right,
okay?
Right.
So make sure that you, in your mind, you know you're going to sell this house. Don't make us do all this work. And then you say, oh, I'm going to keep the house. You know what I'm saying? Because it happens. People, they see the house and they get to the point where they're like, you know what? I really like this house. Maybe I want to stay. But, you know, you have to understand that maybe it's time to, like, let go so that you have something bigger, maybe better, or something that's better for your situation ahead of you.
Right.
You know? Okay. So this is an interesting one.
Yeah. Actually, more to talk. And I think what you do and how you talk to, like, your, like, agents and, you know, working with them, I think, like I said, there's a group of people who are looking for doing something different, or getting into a different field, or making different stream of income, I guess.
Right.
That's more like it. So anyways, we'll be talking more.
Yeah, we will. If you have more questions about that,
we'll talk.
I'm here.
All right. So this is it for today.
Thanks for watching this week's video. If you have questions on anything we covered, or you'd like to ask us, just leave it in the comments below. We love to hear what you have to say about what we talked about and what you want us to talk about. Please like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our channel. See you next time.